Friends, at one end of the American city of Oak Creek lived a 12-year-old teenager named Leo Carter in a dilapidated apartment made of old bricks. Leo and his mother, Sarah. Leo's father had died in a car accident when Leo was just 3 years old. Since then, Sarah's life had been the name of an endless battle. Sarah worked as a waitress at a local diner. It was back-breaking work, but the salary she received at the end of the month was barely enough to struggle through paying the house rent and electric bills. Their fridge would remain empty most of the time. Sometimes, leftovers from the diner were their dinner for the night. Leo had a strong desire to buy a baseball kit. When everyone from school practiced baseball in the park in the afternoon, Leo would sit in the gallery and watch from afar. The soles of his old sneakers were torn, and in the biting cold, snow would get in, freezing his feet. But he never asked his mother for anything. He knew that his mother cried secretly at night. One day, on his way back from school, Leo saw a shiny new baseball bat and gloves displayed in the window of the city's biggest sports shop. He placed his hand on the glass. He thought to himself, "Oh, if only I could win a lottery." That day was Friday. Black clouds covered the sky. Evening had descended in the afternoon itself. Leo was returning from school via a shortcut through Lincoln Park. The park was completely empty then. A biting wind was blowing. While walking, Leo's foot suddenly got caught in the leg of a bench. He stumbled and fell. As he was getting up, his eyes fell beneath the bench. An expensive leather briefcase was lying there. Black-colored, shiny. Leo looked around. There was no one. He walked slowly towards the briefcase. His heart was pounding. He gently pulled the zipper. As soon as he opened the briefcase, Leo was dazzled. Papers on top and underneath were stacks of $100 bundles arranged in rows. Not one or two, there was at least $50,000 there. Leo turned to stone. He had seen this much money in movies, not in reality. Thousands of thoughts were swirling in his head then. With this money, I can buy new shoes, a warm coat for mom. There will be no rent due, and that baseball kit. Just then, a police siren was heard in the distance. Leo got scared. He quickly closed the briefcase, hid it under his jacket, and started running towards home. When Leo reached home, mom was still at work. He covered the briefcase with an old blanket behind his broken cupboard, but his peace of mind vanished. Sarah returned home at 8 p.m. Her face looked very pale. She sat on the sofa and said in a tired voice, "Leo, Mr. Johnson came today. He said that if we don't pay the last 2 months' rent within the next 3 days, then we will have to end up on the streets in this winter." Leo's throat got dry. $50,000 lay behind the cupboard. Just paying $1,000 would remove all mom's hardships. Mom was crying. Leo had a strong urge to run and get the money, put it in his mother's hands and say, "Mom, no more worries." But he couldn't, because Sarah had taught him one thing since childhood. "Leo, character is like a tree and reputation is like its shadow. We may be poor, but we are not thieves. One cannot buy one's own happiness with the tears of others." Leo could not sleep that night. Every moment he felt as if the police were knocking at the door. He opened the briefcase again. Beneath the bundles of money, he found a blue file. Opening the file, he saw some medical reports and a photograph. In the picture, an elderly man and a small girl were smiling. Written below, "Last savings for Emma's heart surgery." The report showed the girl's operation was next week and exactly $50,000 were needed for it. The file dropped from Leo's hand. This money was not for a rich person's luxury, this was money to save a life. The next morning, Leo did not delay any further. He found a visiting card inside the file. Name, Mr. Arthur Pendleton. Address, at the other end of the city on Maple Street. Leo went out with the briefcase. On the way he thought, "If I take just $100 from here, will anyone notice?" The devil was tempting him repeatedly, but Leo could not forget that little girl's smiling face. Reaching Maple Street, he saw police standing in front of a small house. An elderly man, Mr. Arthur, was sitting on the porch. His tears were falling from his eyes. Beside him, his wife was consoling him, but despair was written on all their faces. Leo crossed the police barricade and went forward. A police officer stopped him. "Hey kid, what are you doing here?" Without saying a word, Leo went straight towards Mr. Arthur. His hands were trembling. He put the briefcase down at Mr. Arthur's feet. "Sir, is this yours?" Leo asked in a low voice. Mr. Arthur was startled. Seeing the briefcase, he shouted out, "Oh God, Linda, look, our Emma's life has returned." He opened the briefcase with trembling hands. He checked if all the money was there. Then he looked at Leo. There was a look of disbelief in his eyes. Where did you find this? You could have run away with it if you wanted. There is a lot of money in this." Leo bowed his head and said, "Sir, my mother says one cannot buy one's own smile with someone else's tears. I may be poor, but I'm not a thief." Mr. Arthur hugged Leo. He was just crying. He said, "You don't know what you have done. My granddaughter Emma is fighting death in the hospital. I gathered this money by selling land, but I mistakenly left it on the park bench. I thought everything was over." Mr. Arthur wanted to take out $500 from his pocket. Leo said, "No sir, I didn't come for a reward." But Mr. Arthur was a retired dean of a renowned college in the city. He kept Leo's name and address. 3 days later, landlord Mr. Johnson appeared at Leo's house. Sarah stood trembling in fear. She thought they would be kicked out today. But Mr. Johnson smilingly handed a letter to Sarah. "Mrs. Sarah, all your overdue rent has been paid, and the rent for the next 1 year has been paid in advance." Sarah stared in amazement. "But who paid it?" "Mr. Arthur Pendleton," replied Johnson. Not only that, there was another letter inside that envelope, a full scholarship letter for Leo from Oak Creek Academy, and a permanent job offer letter for Sarah in that school's library. At the end of the letter, Mr. Arthur wrote, "Dear Leo, you gave me back my granddaughter's life. In return, I tried to give you a beautiful future. Honesty is an investment that never fails." Today, Leo is a successful doctor in the city. That old baseball is still kept on his office table, which reminds him honesty was the biggest home run of his life. So friends, I don't know if you will find a bag of $50,000 on the street, but if you press the subscribe button, you won't miss our next amazing story. So without thinking so much like Leo, quickly like and subscribe. Who knows, along with a good story, good luck might also be waiting for you. Friends, even if no one sees in the dark night, your conscience and the Creator are watching you. Do the right thing, the reward will knock at your door at the right time.